December is upon us, and it is the first Monday of the month, which sees the return of Karen McMillan, best-selling author and director of New Zealand Book Lovers. And of course, December, we're going to be talking about some gift ideas, really, in terms of reading some newly released books. Before we get to the first one, Karen, welcome. Good to have you back.
Yeah, great to be here. And I've selected some books that will make great Christmas gifts.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the first one then. And, well, look, described here as a lavish coffee table book. Everyday Opulence. Well, I guess the title lends itself to that. The author, Michael Vansvelt. So let's find out a little bit more about Michael. What can you tell us?
Michael's a landscaper and a home and interior designer based in New Zealand. So on this luxurious hardback, he shares some insights from his careers and showing how touches of opulence can transform our home and gardens. So this is a gorgeous, lavish book, as we were saying. It's something for everyone, though, from more minimal designs to the eclectic, showing a range of inspirational homes and gardens that will inspire lots of people.
Look, it sounds fascinating. I want to find out more. So can you tell us more about this beautiful hardback book?
So it's always hard when you can't see the book, but if I describe it, it's got this stunning French pole jacket. And it's got this really tactile navy embossed fabric hardback cover underneath. So the book is opulent, just like the title. And when you open the pages, the wonder continues. It's got this well-considered end papers. So it's got this really attractive design and exceptional photography. And I really wanted to linger on every spread and soak up all the details. So Mike on the book, he shares the four principles for enduring design. So it's love, structure, empathy, and fun. Her reading has an excellent introduction, kind of sets up the reader for appreciating the rest of the homes and the gardens featured. So they were absolutely gorgeous, but in completely different ways. So I enjoy the different spaces. For example, there's the apartment in the heart of the city, there's a holiday home near Lake Taupo, there's a private family paradise. What's consistent with the different homes is the harmony between the indoor, the outdoor, and the man-made and the natural.
You know, Karen, I'm just thinking maybe if I had a copy of this book inside, it might be a distraction from the garden I've got outside. But anyway, let's wrap it up with your verdict.
So what I love about this is Michael says in his introduction that interiors are a lot like people who tend to gravitate towards the ones that don't take themselves too seriously. So his book really puts into this practice well, and it succeeds in both being playful and beautiful.
Okay, so next up, let's go to a kid's book, and it's called Don't Get Your Tinsel in a Tangle by Stephanie Thatcher. Sounds like a Christmassy type one, but firstly...
How does that not happen?
Yeah, exactly. Firstly, let's talk about the author. Can you tell us a little bit about Stephanie Thatcher?
Oh, Stephanie's a very talented New Zealand author and illustrator. She's a mother of three boys, and she's got a freelance career in graphic design, motion graphics, and illustration. Boy, she's talented.
All right, well, tell us about the story. I just put up a Christmas tree with dye, and I tell you, it was quite amusing watching her trying to untangle the lights.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what's the deal here?
So this is about Humphrey, who's a grumpy cat who hates everything about Christmas. And we all know people that are like that, don't we? He would prefer to sit in the basement all day away from the festivities. But when Tiny the dog arrives from the pet rescue, he brings an excitement for Christmas that annoyed Humphrey even more, even hugely. So that can Tiny's enthusiasm for Christmas turn Humphrey's bad attitude around?
So I am intrigued. What is your verdict on this one? What do you think?
It's a delightful story. It's humorous. It's a fun foray into Humphrey's Christmas. The illustrations are absolutely wonderful. So both animals have these amazing expressions and they burst from the page with larger than life personalities. So its humour obviously perfectly pitched at younger children with giggles guaranteed. And I think it's a great read. It'll excite and entertain young readers long after the tinsel has been packed away.
Ready to be untangled next year. Okay, so we
Yeah.
go gardens to tinsel. Now we've got a cookbook as we take a look at our final offering today, Everyday Eats by Jasmine Weston. So again, let's start finding out more, a little bit more about Jasmine.
So she's something young. She's got 400,000 followers on social media and she's a self-taught cook. Spent years experimenting with food and flavours in her kitchen, and Everyday Eats is her very first book.
Okay, so it's her first book. Let's talk about the cookbook itself. Tell us a little bit more about that.
It's really attractive, colourful photography, and a really fun vibe. And this would make a great gift to someone new to cooking. So she covers basic cooking techniques. It's got a fabulous guide to cooking oils, how to substitute common herbs and spices, tips for cooking on a budget. So all those things are really handy. Because tips how to stock your kitchen, pantry and fridge, utensil staples and cooking terms. So the recipe is also really easy but delicious.
Well, you said she's self-taught and experimenting with food and flavors. I guess it's a little bit outside the box in many respects. So, what are some of the recipes that she goes into?
Yeah, so there's the creamy bacon and veggie pasta, which is hearty, comforting and fresh. She's got the sticky braised pork paleo, which is a huge wow factor. Coconut lime chicken. Wow, this is super fresh and zesty. And the Tuscan meatball bake. So it's reminiscent of something a nonna might make.
Okay, so with all of that, and that absolutely sounds delicious, by the way, what is your verdict?
So it's a fabulous cookbook for creating dinner meals that are easy, nutritious, and tasty. So it's a great gift.
All right, that is Everyday Eats by Jasmine Weston. We also took a look at Don't Get Your Tinsel in a Tangle by Stephanie Thatcher. You have to be careful not to say that too fast. It's a bit of a tongue twister.
I know,
And
you did well.
of course, we also looked at Everyday Opulence by Michael Mansvelt. So a couple of options there as we head towards Christmas. Karen McMillan from New Zealand Book Lovers with us. And thanks again, and a Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you both too.
Thanks, Karen. We love talking books. Have a lovely end of the year. Thanks for joining us on Rhema. Now, if you found value in today's content, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel with the subscribe button. This really helps us to continue to produce more quality content for you. And hey, if you'd like to stay updated and never miss any of our future videos, ring that notification bell as well. Don't forget to follow us on our other socials, which are in the description below. And until then, stay tuned.